Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nurina binti Rosli Zain. My matrix number 14DUP18F1013. Today, me and my groups want to present about Sahabat Alam Malaysia. Okay, first is about background of Sahabat Alam Malaysia. Founder of Sahabat Alam Malaysia is SM Muhammad Idris. Who is SM Muhammad Idris? SM Muhammad Idris was a major advocate of consumer rights, environmental protection, and workers' rights. She was the long-time president of two grassroots organizations. It is Sahabat Alam Malaysia and the Consumers Association of Penang. Sahabat Alam Malaysia founded in 1977, and goals of Sahabat Alam Malaysia is fighting for the interests of the environment from human trees and the current development of the country. Okay, next is history of Sahabat Alam Malaysia. Sahabat Alam Malaysia is a grassroots community non-governmental organisation involved in environment and development issues. Since its inception, SAM has worked closely with numerous affected communities throughout the nation. Sahabat Alam Malaysia, or Friends of the Earth Malaysia, is an independent non-profit national organisation established in 1977. SAM is a registered body under the Societies Act 1966 and has been a member of the Friends of the Earth International since 1983. They operate at two offices, one in Penang, in Peninsular Malaysia, and the other one in Sarawak on the island of Borneo. The Penang office remains the headquarters of SAM.
My name is Muhammad Raziq bin Muhammad Roslan. My matrix number 14DUP18F1027. Okay, so the mission for SAM is to ensure environmental and social justice, human dignity, and respect for human rights and people's rights so as to secure sustainable societies. Okay, so the second mission is to secure the empowerment of indigenous people, local communities, women and other stakeholders in their participation in decision making. And the last one is to bring about transformation towards sustainability and equity between and within societies with creative approaches and solutions. SAM's vision. Okay, their vision is to create a peaceful and sustainable world based on societies living in harmony with nature. We envision a society of independent people living in dignity, wholeness and fulfillment, in which equity and human and people's rights are released. We believe that our children, our next generation, will be better because what we do. So now I'm going to talk about the objectives of SAM. The first one, to educate the public on the need of ecologically sound development. And the second, to assist communities which have been adversely affected by so-called development. And the last one of the objective is to advocate for a development model that is ecologically sustainable, socially just, and fulfill human needs of the majority.
My name is Nur Razatun Najwa binti Raza. My matric number 14DUP-F1047. So next slide is the role of SAM. The struggle of SAM is to preserve the nature entrusted and endowed by God from being exploited and destroyed in various forms in the name of development, progress and modernity, as well as defending the rights of the grassroots community infected by activities. SAM efforts have to some extent defended the fate of those who are oppressed by the behavior of irresponsible parties who often use the reason of development, progress and modernity but ignore the consequence of their unfriendly behavior. SAM priority now and forever is only one, which is to continue the struggle in building political awareness, society and government at a level of responsibility in control human activities to nature by restoring our sanity in management natural resources from the harmony of life and for future generations. Next is contribution. We have 4 years empower farmer, fishermen, orang asli and asal, indigenous people, students and women through education and awareness, raising workshop on fundamental rights in Constitution. During the course of our work, we have trained both young and old activities to set up their own organization to bring to fore any justice they comes across. To date, SAM has helped set up more than 20 active local groups and indigenous people resident association in Malaysia.
Hi, my name is Alizlan bin Alimi. I'm from the P5B and my matric number is 14UP18F1019. So, I want to present about activity or SAM, which is Sahabat Alam Malaysia. The first activity that SAM was doing is SAM cancelled the proposed aquaculture project in Padang Puteh, Kuala Kurau, Kerian District, Perak. Sahabat Alam Malaysia, SAM, urged the Perak State Government and all other relevant authorities take into serious account the interests of the local community following the development of an aquaculture project in Kampung Padang Puteh near Kuala Kurau in the state of Perak. The Kerian District and Land Office had previously informed that the status of the land was private land. However, SAM is one of the view that development on this private land should be reviewed by all the agencies that had provided their comment or gave technical support on certain aspects of the development. Aquaculture pond along the river and the river reserve of the Korau River will pose threats to the environment and subsequently the local community. Among the threats and adverse effects that will be faced by the local and fisher communities if this project proceeds are pollution due to discharge of effluent of aquaculture pond, erosion of the Kurau River bank, sedimentation of the river and problems arising from boat and other vehicles plying the area with their loads. As you can see, this is Pandak Puteh in 2018. So, after 2 years, which is in 2020, this is Kampung Padang Puteh looks like. In the long run, the marine resources in the surrounding area will most likely dwindle and face extinction. This has caused concern among the villagers of Kampung Pandak Puteh as well as local fishers because this aquaculture project will have a negative impact on the environment, their life and livelihood. The local community here question whether the state government took heed from the problem that occurred due to the operation of aquaculture pond in the neighbouring Sungai Kota Bagan Tiang, Sungai Betul and Kuala Kurau. In the past, this aquaculture project had caused negative impact on the environment, resident and local fisher. According to the Malaysian Coastal Fishermen Education and Welfare Association, JARIM, whom submitted a memorandum to several government agency representatives during the Coastal Fisher Dialogue on 16 July 2020 at the Kuala Bagan Tiang Fisher Jetty, the life of the coastal fishermen in the Kerian district continue to be under pressure because the issue that plaguing their life and livelihood have not been resolved for so long. So, the second one is do not grant license for operation of lead acid battery manufacturing plant in Jenjarom, Kuala Langat, Selangor. Sahabat Alam Malaysia, SAM, urged the Selangor State Government and related government departments to reconsider the granting of the license to operate the lead acid battery manufacturing plant in Jenjarom, Kuala Langat, which is due in late August. SAM views that it is unsuitable to operate the plant close to the residential areas because the community will be exposed to pollution that can threaten their health. Lead smelting work in hazardous to be conducted in the village. If this continues, the community is at risk of a long-term health problem. According to report and news from local media, the problem began in early 2018 after the factory caught fire on December 12, 2017, destroying nearly 70% of the factory building, and after the cleaning work was complete. The factory was rebuilt in March 2018 and allowed to continue operation in September 2008. Despite the statement of some parties on the penalty or a compound that leads to the cessation of the factory operation immediately, we believe that it is only temporary. But this is irrelevant considering that this area is not an industrial zone and therefore the factory should not be granted an operating license because it is near to residential areas. Furthermore, the lead-acid battery manufacturing activities are highly polluting and can lead to adverse impacts on the environment. News reports state that the earlier activity of lead smelting and recycling of used battery by the factory had breached the Environmental Quality Act 1974 in terms of misuse of the operating license. YB Hiloisian was reported stating that a fire at the factory in 2017 caused by a short circuit had affected 18% of the factory facilities and 1,200 tons of material were destroyed. This may have contributed to some pollution. YB said the Department of Occupational Safety and Health (DOSH), Department of Environment (DOE), and the Selangor Health Department were involved in the checking the status of the factory. In fact, the District Council has been directed to coordinate and gather findings from all relevant agencies by mid-August to provide a comprehensive report to the Selangor Economic Action Council. SAM, which is Sabah Alam Malaysia, urged the relevant departments such as the DOE, DOS, DOSH, Selangor Health Department and Kuala Langat District Council to take appropriate action to solve this problem because it not only affects public health but will also lead the environmental pollution in the future.